Martin Lappin with Alternative Heating Solutions. And I didn't get quite enough wood in last night. The tote was empty, and I had a service call to do in the next county on an easy boiler. So while it's down, we're going to do a quick video. If you pay attention to all the Facebook groups, it don't matter what brand it is or color or where it's made. Sooner or later, someone has an issue with their gasification boiler. So we're going to call this like Gasification 101 Troubleshooting. And the first thing I do if I get called out, I power up the stove. And before I even start looking at anything else, I go to where the intake is. And of course on the old G series it would be on the front. Portage and Main, Polar, Crown, well basically all of them, the intake's on the back now. The ones that use a draft fan instead of a blower that are pulling air through it, this works better on. But right away you need to check for airflow. And that's just a piece of it ain't gonna work very well with the door open. You want to check for airflow, and it should plaster it right to the intake. This is just a piece of paper off the back of the foil tape. And it'll hold it there. That's primary, that's the top. On the old G series, that would be on the front, and that would be the top slot. And here's our for the nozzle, and it's plastered right tight. The old G series, that would be the bottom slot. Don't remember on the Polars, I think that would be bottom as well. As far as checking airflow on Crown, if any of you Crown dealers would comment about the best way to check them for our Crown owners, that would be marvelous. I thank you for it. But if you do find an airflow issue, that's where you start. Got to have good airflow. If you don't have good airflow, you're not going to have good gasification. And I've not had it, or I should say I've not had it, and I've not heard of it on either the Crowns or the Heat Masters. Need to make sure your nozzle's clear. If the nozzle plugs, it ain't going to burn right. And I have done a service call where the bottom was literally completely packed with ash and it couldn't flow right. So if you are having issues, my first suggestion would be to do a total clean out and start fresh and go from there. On the 7000, you can see it. When I first looked at that, I thought that was creosote in the bottom of that intake tube. Well, it's not. It's welded in there at like a 45-degree angle, so any creosote runs back into the stove. The old G's had your channel across the front. I've never personally had it, but I've heard of them getting clogged with creosote. Same on the nozzles. I've never had one of those plug. Other models might be different. You need to check to make sure all this is clear. And I had it only one time. The owner had some serious issues the first year. And the second year he finally got it figured out. And he actually had a piece of creosote fall down out of the stack and block the opening for the fan. Well, if your fan's blocked, you're right back to that piece of paper. It's not going to stick to the intakes. They're really, if you've never used one, it might seem a little intimidating, but they're really simple to diagnose. You just got to do it in an orderly and a logical manner. Don't jump here, there, everywhere, and then try to figure out why it's still not running right. You need airflow. If you are having issues, I tell my first-time owners, start with your driest wood and start small. So you always know you have a coal bed. Once you've run it, you know how it behaves, then you can try larger splits and see how that works. Once you get that dialed in, then if you have to, you can go to your wetter wood. Don't start out if you're dry for the first few batches, then immediately jump to the wet. It's not going to work for you. This has been Martin Lappin with Alternative Heating Solutions. And if you find our videos helpful, even informative or entertaining at all, please subscribe to our channel. And as always, if the women don't find you handsome, at least they can find you handy.